If you have a history of poverty or scarcity, if your experience is that there's never enough to get out of where you are or to break through to the next level of success, there's only one reason. It's because you've been focused on lack instead of prosperity. If you've ever wondered, how can I turn this momentum around so that I can attract more abundance, then this episode is for you.
Well, hi there and welcome. My name is Remy, like Do-Re-Mi. I'm a best-selling author and creator of the Get Unstuck Revolution. I help extraordinary women with big-ass dreams just like you who want to get unstuck from a life that doesn't work and get to where you know you need to be, into a life that's filled with passions and purpose. Now let's get started with today's episode.
Okay, let me jump off the screen here and change over to my laptop. Today, we're talking about how poverty thinking disallows prosperity. Poverty thinking disallows prosperity because if we have our attention on what's missing or on what we don't have or on what's lacking, then we're disallowing prosperity. Wondering how to turn this momentum around? Then today's episode is for you. If you aren't getting the success you want in full abundance, then maybe it's time to step into your power and create something unimaginable, something totally unreasonable, something that seems impossible to kick your whole life and all your success into high gear. Scary, right? As business owners, change makers, thought leaders, innovators, disruptors, or even if we haven't found the right fit in the entrepreneurial world yet, whether we're talking about our relationships at home or at work, or when we're talking about our finances, sometimes we're moving away from success. So how do we overcome this? How can we find the clarity we need so that we can step into our hidden power? Well, it's time to be unabashedly, unapologetically, happily untethered to ego thinking. It's time to allow the soul connection instead so we can broadcast our hidden power from the hilltops. So this episode is for you if you're struggling to reach that next level of success, if you don't like where you are and you want to change the momentum, if you want to know how to tune into your inner being who knows exactly where to find your prosperity. Yes, we are talking about how to find your hidden power when you want to transform challenges into successes. I like to call it the audacity of alchemy, because when you're feeling stuck, it's never the situation that has you stuck. It's your energy that's become stuck in doubts, worries, frustrations, indecision. In other words, it isn't the pain of the situation. It's the pain of not being connected in the natural energy of who you really are, of being connected to that magical part of you that's a creative vibrational being who can use positive energies to create what you want and bring it into physical manifestation. Part of this process is to allow your manifestations to materialize and not get stuck in the negative vibrations that block them. These positive energies that we talk about so much are where you find the magic of alchemy. And using your hidden power means using these positive energies to effect transformation, because if you're like me, then you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks and transform challenges into success. So let's talk about this idea of transformation and the audacity of alchemy. If you have a history of poverty, if your experience is that there's never enough to get out of where you are or to break through to that next level of success, there's only one reason. It's because you've been focused on lack. And when we're focused on lack, on what's missing, on what we don't have, that's ego thinking, and at some point we get really tired of it. It burns us out because there's momentum going, and it feels like no matter what, we can't seem to change it. And we begin to wonder, how can I turn this momentum around so that I can attract more abundance? And so we try to invoke the law of prosperity, and sometimes we fall short because we're actually vibrating with the law of scarcity. Attention to scarcity disallows prosperity. It repels it. We cannot be mired in a reality that we aren't pleased with and at the same time allow the reality that would please us. But this is what our ego lives for. It wants us to focus on things we aren't pleased with so that we can fix them. Trouble is, we can't fix these things by considering there's a problem, because every problem is swimming in resistance. And when we focus on this reality or this problem, we become more and more buried in it. We're repelling the solution. And as we focus on it, we're creating momentum. Now, if we have a history of scarcity, it's more difficult to remove ourselves from that because this is where our attention has been to what is, our attention to the reality that we're observing, and that becomes our dominant vibration. And momentum is created from that dominant vibration. Make sense? So here's the good news, and there's a little secret that most people don't realize. The more scarcity we've experienced, the more we've been in the background beginning to create our new prosperity. We've probably been asking for things to turn around more frequently and with a stronger will, and that's the good news. This means the universe is already responding. It's already been created for us. So how do we connect with this prosperity that's there waiting for us? Well, most people offer a vibration based on what they're observing in the present. We're vibrationally aligned with what we don't have. If in the present we're feeling lack, then we're probably offering a vibration of frustration, worry, anxiety, impatience, overwhelm. All these negative emotions begin to create momentum, and then it becomes difficult to even consider a new story about prosperity and success. This is because our current experience of lack is pervasive. It's under our skin, and it's creating irritation and impatience. But even within this struggle, there's a desire and a creation of something more, something better. Well, you know how they say the truth will set you free? Well, here's a little truth bomb, and this is what will set us free from scarcity. If our desire is strong enough, we can change our thoughts and change the momentum. A lot of our thoughts and beliefs don't serve us well, and when I'm talking about our beliefs, I'm talking about our thoughts. Beliefs and thoughts live on the same campground. So a lot of our thoughts don't serve us well because, let's face it, there's a very good chance that our thoughts are actually ego-driven. They're ego thoughts. They're based in conflict and struggle and defeatism. And these thoughts create a vibration, and our vibration dictates what laws apply to us in our lives at any given moment. And this means that we can't expect the laws of prosperity to serve us if we aren't a vibrational match to prosperity. The laws of prosperity are subject to our personal version of reality, which is dictated by our thoughts, and which in turn creates our individual vibration. Our vibration is an energy that we emit, and this is a magnet for prosperity. If we aren't aligned with prosperity, then our vibration is repelling prosperity. And this becomes quite an obstacle if we're actively repelling prosperity and we struggle with creating a new momentum. Yeah, it creates quite an obstacle. Well, while I'm thinking about it, if you already know that you're ready to dissolve life's obstacles that are on your path to success, if you already know that you're ready to be a creator, then you might be ready for this amazing new tool to get you moving into some better patterns where success can find its way to you. It's called the Alchemy Matrix, and it's going to help you shape your destiny. It's an interactive roadmap designed to help you solve problems, dissolve barriers, and bring in a lot of clarity so you can just create a future that you'd like to see. I just wanted to give you this brief reminder that you can sign up to learn more about the Alchemy Matrix at successcircleworkshops.com, and I promise to tell you more about that in a minute. So the law of prosperity, it goes something like this. Attention to scarcity accelerates scarcity. However, attention to prosperity accelerates prosperity. So our thoughts may or may not be serving us very well, but if our desire is strong enough, we can change these thoughts and change the momentum. We can accelerate our prosperity. We want to become a master at controlling what we're offering vibrationally. We want to tell a new story of how we want it to be, not how it is. Now, most people say what they want but feel what they don't have. They say what they want, but they feel what they don't have. They feel the scarcity and all the fears around it. They say what they want because they're trying to change the momentum. But when we try to change the momentum, we sometimes just activate the vibration of where we are right now. We're feeding the fire of scarcity as we try to force a new momentum because we're feeling that scarcity. We're experiencing the scarcity in this present reality. We're giving it attention. But here's the thing about reality, and this is where ego can really trip us up. We have physical reality, which is really the reality we created yesterday, and there's also present reality, which is the reality that's up there in the ethers just waiting to come into the physical. But it's already been created as reality, so it's in the present. Make sense? What's waiting in the ethers for us can't get to us if we're disallowing it. Attention to scarcity disallows prosperity. Attention to the scarcity that we may be experiencing right now disallows prosperity that's trying to get to us. We cannot be mired in a reality that we aren't pleased with and at the same time allow the reality that would please us. This reality that already exists in the ethers, well, it's hard to understand how real it really is. But when we can sense that it's there and align with it, well, that's our hidden power. When we can align with the vibration of inspiration and optimism and buoyancy, we're simultaneously aligning with prosperity. We're allowing the ethers to open up for us, and that's pretty cool. There's no conveyor belt that brings things to us from the ethers. There's no conveyor belt. It's our thoughts that bring those things that we want into reality. I know it's kind of hard to comprehend. It's difficult if scarcity is staring us right there in the face, and everyone around us is telling us to get a grip or wise up or face reality. It isn't a matter of facing reality as so many people would have us do. If our reality is hard to face, don't we want to look somewhere else? Why not look toward what's already been created for us? Why not allow the ethers to open up? Remember, and you hear me say this in every single episode, it isn't the situation, it's our energy about the situation that makes us stuck. All we have to do is change our thoughts about the situation, and it changes the momentum. We have to find those positive thoughts, like this one. I'm open to possibilities even greater than I've imagined. We've got to find a way to raise our frequency into those higher thought patterns outside of ego's grip, outside of the ego thinking, which is full of fear and scarcity. Like this, I'm allowing prosperity to come to me in the most abundant and joyful ways. We can't receive divine inspiration from poopy-headed thoughts because those thoughts will create too much poopy energy, and that just repels everything we want to create. So it starts with correcting our words, our thoughts, and in turn that changes our feelings about the situation. When we change our feelings, it changes the momentum, and we can begin to receive divine inspiration and divine solutions from our inner being. Our inner being is giving us the answer and the guidance to everything we want, but we can't hear it outside of our own thoughts if we're just chitter-chattering all the time about how tough it all is. Our inner being knows where our fortune is and where to guide us. We can't hear it if our vibration is stuck in everything that's wrong or everything we don't have. The quickest way to stop negative momentum is to accept what is and to find the positive within it, or simply direct the energy someplace else, for instance, directing our energy toward a positive outcome. This is what our inner being wants from us. It wants us to stop the negative momentum so that we can hear its guidance. So here's your exercise. In order to tap into the law of prosperity and attract more abundance, I'd like you to create 10 affirmations, 10 new thought patterns that are life-affirming, or even better, 10 affirmations that will affirm that prosperity is already all around you. And then choose the best 3, and then make one of those your own personal prosperity mantra that you can say to yourself over and over throughout your day, every day. Be sure you're writing down statements that you can really buy into. We don't want to give ego any chance at all to argue. So if you choose an affirmation and you hear ego arguing inside your head, then tweak it a little bit to be sure there are no counter thoughts, no contradictory thoughts. So for example, if you wrote down, I am now prosperous and abundant, and you hear ego immediately blow a raspberry inside your head, well then change it. I am attracting prosperity and abundance, or I love attracting prosperity and abundance. Keep tweaking it until you hear no more contradictions in your head. You've probably heard one of my favorites before. Prosperity is filling and overflowing in my life. I'm attracting everything I need and want in beautiful abundance. And so that's your exercise for today, to start creating momentum in the direction of prosperity and abundance. Yes, this is your invitation to step it up a notch and do something unimaginable, something totally unreasonable, something that seems impossible. And remember, to the universe, nothing is impossible. Well, I hope this helps you as you're using the powers of alchemy to transform challenges and obstacles into positive new successes. But if you still can't get your head around what's got you stuck, you can tell me about it. You can leave a question here, or if you're someone who has the audacity, the willingness to take bold risks, to transform challenges into success, you can find out more about our events at successcircleworkshops.com. This is where you can learn more about the audacity of alchemy and how to unlock your hidden power. You'll get a personalized interactive roadmap that's custom designed to get you unstuck by unlocking your hidden power to create big, magical changes. You know, alchemy. You'll learn to solve problems, dissolve barriers, and bring success to you. So don't wait. Go to successcircleworkshops.com and get your personalized Alchemy Matrix package right now. Here's what you'll get. A full-color workbook filled with hands-on exercises to inspire your creative energies. You'll also get membership in your very own Success Circle for high-level masterminding and networking. You'll get your very own customized Alchemy Matrix to unlock your hidden power and bring success to you, and, of course, your very own personal Unstuckologist. Remember, the Alchemy Matrix is the only tool of its kind, and it's only available here. So if you're ready to approach your life's challenges with audacity, and if you're ready to finally banish frustration, indecision, and that negative spiral, and if you're ready to watch success materialize right before your eyes, then don't settle for another minute of ordinary. Go to successcircleworkshops.com and get your personalized alchemy package right now and watch the magic start to happen. Thanks for joining me, and I'm wishing you a life filled with all the alchemy you need to bring success to you. Feel free to share this video with anyone you know who's feeling stuck, and I look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming Success Circles. You can find out more at successcircleworkshops.com.